Most people overcompensate purpose. They chase books or online courses, or they just think it's going to appear like out of thin air.
But here's the truth. Your life's purpose can fit on one page. Today, we're going to give you the one-page hack that will change your life forever.
You know, if you think about it, in your career, and I know we felt this way too, purpose is kind of handed to you, regardless of what job or what career, or what line of business you were in. You know, purpose was kind of framed out for you, your mission, your goals, your objectives for the company, the product, the team, the people you were serving. It was all kind of lined up and ready to go.
And during your career, if you were like us, you probably took a lot of courses. I took a lot of online courses. I took a lot of seminars. I went to conferences to learn how to be a better CEO, a better leader, a better salesperson, a better dad, a better husband. I did a lot of learning, most of it geared towards making my career better. One of the best ones I went to was Simon Sinek's
Find Your Why.
Find Your Why.
Yeah.
First of all, read that book. We should do a book called Find Your Why in Retirement.
There you go.
All right.
Maybe we can get
keep
Simon.
That a secret. Don't spread
Get
it.
Simon
Maybe
to help
Simon
us.
will do a forward in it for us.
There you go.
But I remember when I did that, my why, that was beginning of me thinking of retirement. I need to find my notes on that because I think that would be helpful for me, again, to go back and see those notes. But in retirement, in the discovery years, there's not a lot written on how to find your purpose. There's some books, but not a lot. Other than our masterclass that were just started a couple weeks ago, where we actually, the last session really focuses on just that. There's not really a lot out there. We want to give you tools today to come up with a one-page purpose.
And I do think that it's important for you to peruse courses, maybe a community college, an online course. If you're really starting at ground zero and you need to really figure yourself out, definitely go through the work through a bunch of courses or books to do that, right? But at the end of the day, you know, the first thing we're going to talk to you about is shrinking the chaos around the word purpose. You know, don't make it so big. Don't make it so large. Don't make it so complicated and multi-layered. You know, grab yourself a single sheet of paper and say, everything I need to write about my purpose for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years is going to fit on this one page.
Yeah, and I don't normally do this, but I'm going to have our team put a link below to Simon Sinek's Find Your Why YouTube episode, or it was TED Talk. It's incredible. And I'm going to watch it again and think about some of the things that he says and apply it to this stage of life. And then we can start writing the book.
That'd be
Find Your
great.
Why in Retirement. Okay. So the first link below is to download our free journaling guide. And journaling about your purpose is really important. Again, we're going to give you the one-page framework, but we really want you to spend more time on it. And this journaling guide will give you some background on how best to journal through something like this. All right. So what's the next thing we want to...
Next thing we want to do is talk about the framework.
Okay.
So, you know, if you have your one piece of paper, and remember, minimize the chaos is step one. Put everything down on one piece of paper and then start to fine tune it. You know, the things you want to put down are things like, who are you? Like, what at your identity, at your core, are your values?
So let's stay with that for a minute, because that's one of the 4 parts. And who are you? Not who you were, but who are you now? And you're going to come up with things like, you know, a human, maybe a father, maybe a husband, maybe a wife, maybe a son or a daughter. Those are important things. But start also listing your values, that you're spiritual, you're generous, you're kind, you're curious. Start putting together some of those words that help identify who you are, and spend time on this. Come up with, get a list of values, top 30 values, and print it out and circle the ones that apply to you. It'll start to resonate on who you really are. So that's the first thing you want to do.
Absolutely. The second thing you want to do is write down what you do. What are the activities and roles that you do in your day, your week, your month that really, really make you feel alive?
And I think that if you've recently retired and left your career, or it was 5 years ago, whatever, I think you should go back and go back through. One of the exercises that we take people through is to go back to your first job. For me, newspaper delivery boy, cutting grass in the neighborhood, pumping gas at the boatyard, getting my first job in college, working in the pub, all of those things. Write down all of the jobs that you had over your whole career. And then what were some of the specific roles you played in that job that you remember they brought you joy, that made you feel happy about what you did? I don't like looking at financial spreadsheets. I had to do it, but I don't like doing that. But I did love selling. I did love solving problems. I did love networking and meeting new people. So those are the things you want to put down on what you do, the activities that you did that made you feel alive.
Yeah, absolutely. So you start with who are you, what you do, and then the next one is really important. It's like, who's it for? In other words, what community would you like to serve that would be very fulfilling to you? And that will help you then begin to focus where to go next.
Here's another link. My friend Evan Carmichael, who helps us with our YouTube channel, he wrote a book called Built to Serve. It's a great read. We'll put that link down below as well. It's a book about, really taking you through who is it, what is your skill and talent, and who do you want to serve? It's very clear who we are serving. We're serving you. Other folks in the same position as us who've left their careers and are now looking for the next phase of life. We call it the discovery years. So we help people live the discovery years in a way that brings them fulfillment, happiness, and joy. Those are the people we serve. Who do you want to serve? Maybe it's seniors. Maybe it's children. Maybe you want to mentor someone in sales or mentor. You mentor so many people and you're not even doing it formally. You just do it because you love to do it. And you mentor your 3 daughters. You mentor my 3 sons, and you mentor so many of their friends because they come to you. And you have this text chain that you send out. So who do you want to serve, love, and impact? So that's the third part of the framework.
And then the fourth is, why does it matter? Is it about legacy for you? Is it about serving your community? Is it about being a role model? Is it about what you leave behind when you go? Why does it matter? And when you can answer the who are you, what you do, who do you do it for, and why it matters, we can move on to the next step.
Which is really putting this together into a one-page mission statement, one-page purpose statement for you. And it might be 2 or 3 sentences long. But here's a simple guideline or framework to start is, here's a sentence. I am... and then what's your identity?
I am blank.
I am blank, your identity. Who, and then what you do, comma, serving, who's it for, so that there's an impact.
Right.
So for me, it would be, I am an entrepreneur who runs a YouTube channel with my wife, Jody, for people over the age of 55 who have left their careers and are in their discovery years, comma, so that they can live the most amazing life for the rest of their life.
Right.
But that's an attempt. There's one we wrote down here. I am a curious and compassionate learner who teaches and mentors, serving my family, community, and clients so that we all live with more health, clarity, and joy. So you want to keep this to 3 or 4 sentences. So again, it's a sentence like we went framework part, who you are. So I, and then describe who you are. Just then you say what you do. Who is it for?
Who it serves.
And why that matters to them. And just play around with this. You're not going to get it right the first time.
It's almost like back in corporate America where you had to do a mission or a vision statement or, something for a new product. But this is much more personal and it will take a little bit more time, especially the who are you? Like, who are you now? Yeah. That first one you really have to nail because what you do, you can pull that together with all the things that you like to do and who you serve, that comes from your heart. but the who are you? Are you a generous, continuous learner? Are you a, financial wizard? Like, you can write anything. And like Mark said, play with it for a little while.
Once you get it done, edit it a few times, check it out, redo it, make it better, show it to some friends. And then maybe first thing in the morning every day, read it, share it with friends, take a look at it, and let it evolve.
Yeah.
Don't say, okay, well, I did that, check. No, keep making it better.
And make sure it fits. It's got to fit you today, and maybe 5 years from now, it'll change a little. Maybe 5 years after that, it'll change again, or maybe it'll go back to where it was. So, make sure that it fits for you, and make sure it becomes kind of your mantra. It's your elevator pitch. It's your walk, your talk. It's everything that is about you and where you want to be at this stage of life.
Cool. Let's take some questions our team put together on this topic. Okay. Hi, I'm George, 68 years old. I love the idea of one page, but what if I can't figure out the right words? How do you get started? So we must have talked about this before on an older video, but we created this video today because we wanted to give you the 4 steps on creating a purpose statement, so to speak. So really, it begins with you just analyzing who you are, like we just said, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's George. This is Linda. I'm 65. What if my purpose changes over time? Short answer is that's great. That's fine. Should I rewrite the page completely or just adjust it?
Either.
Do whatever feels good. I mean, if it completely changes, like one day you're mentoring, you're reading at the library because you're really high on education for preschoolers. But then the next thing, now you're a hospice nurse, you have to rewrite it.
Right.
I mean, it's not anywhere close. And maybe you can do both. So you might have 2 purpose statements.
Well, I also think it would be cool to, over time, over the next 20 or 30 years, catalog them. And really, it's a legacy to your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren to watch your evolution through this purpose statement, because that would give them a good sense of maybe who you were before they were born or before you knew them, and then who you were all the way through to really help fortify your legacy.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Hey, I'm Robert. I'm 70 years old. I've never done something like write a purpose statement before. How do you keep your purpose from just being another to-do list? Well, I think it's a great question. So this is not a to-do list. This is a high-level vision, and underneath that would be your to-do list. So I think it's a serious undertaking that you really should put some time into, because the more time you put into it, the more clarity you get. Then you can figure out, what do I need to do to make this happen? And it might just be happening parallel at the same time.
Yeah, I think, Robert, the difference is you have to really feel this. My to-do list, pick up eggs, milk, and bread. I don't really feel it. I just have to do it. So this has to be something that you really feel. When you read it each morning, it's got to motivate you. It's got to really touch your heart and your spirit. It's got to really get you moving in the right direction so that your legacy, absolutely follows what your purpose statement is at this stage of life.
Yeah, I did the purpose statement a minute ago, just now, about what Jody and I are doing, and that's our purpose statement. There's a huge to-do list underneath that. Like today, we're shooting video. So there's a checklist: lights, camera, action, all of that, outfits, sound, noise, some scripts that we put together so that we have an idea to stay on track, so we're not just wandering all over the place. So yeah, there's to-do lists that come with that. So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, watch this one next. The number one thing that you need to stop doing the day you retire. This is going to be really good for you. So watch this next.